To Pimp a Butterfly is the best album Kendrick has ever made. No, that doesn't sound right. To Pimp a Butterfly is the greatest album of all time.
The greatest album of all time by my eyes and standards.
I'm feeling a 10 on this record.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I will be explaining why I believe that Good Kid, M.A.A.d City is Kendrick Lamar's best album, even over The Pimp a Butterfly. I actually did a project on this for a course my freshman year. If I remember correctly, I got a pretty good grade on it. For that project, since it was a public speaking type of class, it was in the style of a pechakucha, which is the Japanese word for chit-chat. A pechakucha is a visual presentation with no words on the slideshow, just images. And there's 20 images that appear for 20 seconds per slide. So you have just under 7 minutes to present on your topic. Luckily, I don't have those guidelines for this video, so I can really go in depth about why I believe Good Kid, M.A.A.d City is Kendrick's best work. To start, we have to address Good Kid's main competition, which is To Pimp a Butterfly. No disrespect to Damn, because that is a phenomenal album as well, but To Pimp a Butterfly, it's considered by a lot of people to be Kendrick's best, and if not, the greatest hip-hop album of all time. Now, while it definitely is a rap album, it's jazz rap. And I mean, if you took away all the lyrics on To Pimp a Butterfly, you'd be left with a pretty sick jazz album just with the instrumentals alone. And I think that To Pimp a Butterfly is the pinnacle of jazz rap, but that's my main gripe with it, is that Good Kid isn't a specific type of rap album. It's all-encompassing and features every type of rap song. There's storytelling songs, party hits, the bangers, sad songs, pop rap. It's got everything. One of my favorite aspects of Good Kid, M.A.A.d City is its cinematic and cohesive narrative. Something that contributes to this cohesiveness are the interludes and skits at the end of almost every song that transition perfectly into the next song that carry on that narrative. An example is found at the end of Don't Kill My Vibe, where a clip plays of Kendrick's friends after the song telling him to get in the back of the car to freestyle with him, and then the next song, Backseat Freestyle, plays. Going back to the cinematic part of the album, people speculate that every Kendrick album is a different form or different medium of entertainment. So Section 80 is a novel. It's supposed to represent a novel. Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, of course, represents a film. To Pimp a Butterfly represents poetry or a poem. And Damn is a magazine, or at least in my opinion, because of the striking resemblance to Time magazine with the lettering and the title on the album cover. And then Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is a play. Good Kid, M.A.A.d City being a film makes total sense given its cinematic characteristics, as the whole album kind of serves as a linear story of Kendrick's childhood in Compton, with the last track kind of being the end credits of Kendrick leaving Compton. And these reasons are actually why Rolling Stones magazine named Good Kid, M.A.A.d City as the #1 concept album of all time. Now let's start getting into the individual factors of the album, starting with the track list. Like so many great albums, even It Has a Meaning. On the original non-deluxe album, there are 12 songs, and the album is essentially split in half, with the 7th song being titled Good Kid and the 8th song being titled M.A.A.d City. Getting into the songs themselves, what better to start with than one of my favorite Kendrick songs of all time, with Don't Kill My Vibe. My senior year in high school, I was in AP Art, and I based my portfolio off making art based on songs and representing the emotions, feelings, storytelling behind certain songs. And I'll put it up on the screen, but one of my favorite pieces that I did was a piece on this song. It doesn't perfectly represent the true meaning of the song like Kendrick, but what it meant to me and how I portrayed it was like Kendrick as an astronaut in his own little world, just ignoring the outside noise, which I represented by a crying woman. I'm really proud of all the little details I put into this, especially into the Kendrick character himself. He has TDE across his chest, and then he's actually wearing his pair of Cortezes that he did in a collaboration with Nike. And then I also tried to include little references to his albums all across his body. Getting into the song itself, it's super melodious with a very catchy hook and incredible verses. However, it's interesting because this is actually the only song on the album that doesn't further the cinematic narrative and linear storytelling on the album. And it's told from the perspective of present-day Kendrick, which was 2012 present-day Kendrick when the album came out. And the message of the song is essentially how Kendrick is unhappy with the state of the rap game, with everyone trying to seize creative control from the artists. An example of this is found in the song with the lyric, "I'm trying to keep it alive and not compromise the feeling we love. You trying to keep it deprived and only co-sign what the radio does." Piggybacking off what I said earlier about how this album has a song for everyone, for every type of occasion, let's talk about Backseat Freestyle and Poetic Justice. Starting with Backseat Freestyle, it's really just a funny song, for real. Kendrick in the narrative is just freestyling about things a typical 16-year-old teenage boy would freestyle about, just without a care in the world. And then here, listeners, of course, get that banger party song from Kendrick. Regarding Poetic Justice, a song that's been a lot more relevant recently because of the Drake and Kendrick beef, it features Drake. It was a big pop rap hit, as Drake does so well, as we all know. It samples a classic R&B song from Janet Jackson, Anytime, Anyplace. And although it was a big pop rap hit, there is still some storytelling here that furthers the narrative of the album. It's essentially about Kendrick's 16-year-old self and his lust for his friend, or his girlfriend at the time, Shireen. She's a pretty prominent topic on the album, as an important part of teenage Kendrick's life. And a notable lyric about this that found in the song is, "Fatal attraction is common, and what we have common is pain. I mean, you need to hear this. The love is not just a verb, and I can see power steering, sex drive when you swerve. I want the interference. It's coherent. I can hear it." Now let's get into the second most popular song on the album, at least by streams, Swimming Pools. I'm sure you've all heard this song, especially if you clicked on this video, probably just at a party or something. Of course, on the surface, it further represents Kendrick's ability to make a party song. However, a deep dive into the lyrics of what is now kind of known as a drinking song tells a whole lot in the overall narrative. In fact, it's actually an introspective tale about the motivations which leads one to drink. This is especially relevant for Kendrick in his Good Kid, M.A.A.d City story, as he grew up in a family that suffered from alcoholism. A direct quote from Kendrick where he says, "I'm coming from a household where you had to make a decision. You were either a casual drinker or you were a drunk," and that proves that. One of my favorite lyrics in the song that I think everyone knows but doesn't actually listen to, just like they said in Outkast, "Hey, y'all don't want to hear me, you just want to dance." The lyric is, "Now I done grew up around some people living their life in bottles. Granddaddy had the golden flask, backstroke every day in Chicago. Some people like the way it feel. Some people want to kill their sorrow. Some people want to fit in with the popular. That was my problem." Now, if Good Kid, M.A.A.d City is Kendrick's album magnum opus, this next song, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, is his song magnum opus. It combines two tracks into one, as it's shown by its 12-minute runtime. And Kendrick says that both songs are true stories. The first part, Sing About Me, comes from the perspective of Kendrick's friend speaking to him, telling him a story about where he watched his brother pass away as a result of gang violence. The friend then confesses to Kendrick Lamar, that he has no choice but to accept this act of violence, as this was, the life they chose, and that if he would also die, he asked Kendrick to dedicate a song to him and his brother, hence the song titled Sing About Me. The second half of the song is a continuation of an older song from Kendrick's discography, Keisha's song on Section 80. Keisha's song is about a prostitute named Keisha who was raped and murdered by a client. In I'm Dying of Thirst, Kendrick raps about how Keisha's sister expresses how she wished that Kendrick never put her family's business out there in the song. Both parts of the song are just incredibly poignant, thanks to the amazing lyricism, storytelling, and hooks. It's just an incredible listen. At the end of the song, like so many on the album that we've talked about, the listeners get a skit/interlude, I guess. After the death of the young man featured in the first part of the song, Kendrick and his friends they're both grieving and plotting revenge. And then they're approached by an old lady who is very important. It's voiced by Maya Angelou, who kind of accosts them and then leads the men through the sinner's prayer. Interestingly enough, the very first song on the album, Shireen, aka Master Splinter's daughter, begins with the sinner's prayer, which sets the tone for the rest of the album. It also should be noted that Maya Angelou, who on the set of the 1993 film Poetic Justice, met Tupac, where she stopped him as he was about to get into a confrontation with another man, in a scene eerily similar to the one that takes place at the end of Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. Now, of course, if you've been paying attention, the film has the same name as another song on the album, which we covered, Poetic Justice. I'm editing the video right now, and I just realized the co-star of Tupac in Poetic Justice was Janet Jackson, who the song Poetic Justice had a sample of. And it's pretty cool that it was Tupac that Maya Angelou stopped from getting into a fight, because, you know, many people compare Kendrick to Tupac. You know, both West Coast MCs, great rappers, they rap about real world issues, amazing lyricists. Just the way all this symbolism and stuff just intersect, it just really solidifies how this is Kendrick's best song, in my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching another video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next video. Peace.
I just wanna ball, mama, I just want it all. I don't care about the law.